Do you get overwhelmed with your food storage? Let's simplify it. Hey everyone, welcome to Homestead Corner. I'm Ginny, and today I want to talk about 7 tips that can simplify your food storage. Food storage can be very overwhelming. A lot of times people get overwhelmed and quit, and they're not going to prepare and prep the way they should because it's just too overwhelming. And it doesn't have to be. I think it is so important to simplify things as much as possible and go the simplest route for you. So today I've got 7 tips to simplify your food storage so you can make it work for you. Not all of us are going to have the same food storage. We're going to have different things, and that's important to do what's right for your family because we're not all the same. So we need to look at the different needs for different situations and make sure that our family has what they need. So let's jump into these 7 tips to simplify your food storage. Tip number 1, stock what you eat. Don't buy a bunch of foods that you don't like. It's not going to be good in an emergency situation. And you don't want the food just getting shoved aside on the shelf in your pantry, taking up space. You're never going to eat it because you don't really like it. And you don't want to throw it away. Everything costs so much. It is so important to just buy the things that you like and your family likes. And make sure that you're sticking to that. Don't buy things just because someone else said you need to have it. Make sure that they are foods that you like to eat. Number 2, take advantage of sales. I like to write out a list of things that our family needs on our shelf. If we're getting low on a certain thing, I'm going to watch sales and grab it as soon as it goes on sale. And I'll buy as much as I can at that sale price to save us money. Because if I'm paying top dollar for, let's say, chicken, I may not be able to afford something else that's super important like pasta or rice or oats or something like that. I want to make sure that I'm getting the best deal that I can on each items, and I always take advantage of sales. If they have an extra coupon, grab that and throw it on top of the sale. It will save you even more. Number 3, stick to the basics that your family uses. If you use toilet paper, toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant, cleaning supplies, ravioli, whatever it is that is basic for your family that you always have in your house, work on those things. Those are the things that you use the most. Make sure you have plenty of them for 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years, whatever it is that your plan is, and work on those basic things. Stick to those. Don't get those obscure items that you're not sure of. Grab one if you're going to try something new. Just don't stock up on something you're not sure if your family likes, because you do not want to waste money and time, effort, any of it. We don't need to be wasting any of that. We have too much other stuff to do. Number 4, personalize your food storage. Just because I buy something or someone else you watch buys something or someone recommends something doesn't mean you need that item. If it's not something that your family uses, don't buy it. Definitely stick to what works for your family. Even for emergency situations, you want to make sure that your food storage works for you. If you have certain types of allergies, or if you're diabetic, you don't want to be buying stuff that's going to raise your glucose. Even in an emergency situation, you're not going to want to eat that stuff. So make sure it's sticking to what works for you and personalizing it just for your needs and your family. That's the best way to go with your food storage. If there's some special need or anything like that, make sure that's covered and don't buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need. Number 5, adjust your container size. I store a lot of food in 5-gallon buckets because I have a family of 6. So I want to make sure that I have enough of the things that we need. So when I use 5-gallon buckets, That is working for me, but it may not work for you. If you're a single person, you may want to go with number 10 cans, or 2 people in your family, or even quart size. Using the container size that works for you is really important. Some people I've seen put jelly in quarts, but we don't go through enough jelly fast enough. So we only put them in pints and half pints, depending on the jelly and how many people like it and how fast we normally go through it. So making sure you're adjusting those sizes of your storage containers so they're going to work for you. I like the quart size bags, and I also buy 5-gallon bucket bags, but a lot of people buy the smaller bags because that's the size that works for them. And that's really important, to stick with keeping it personalized to you and making sure your containers are going to work for you. And number 6 on my list, don't repackage foods that you don't have to. A lot of times when we buy stuff in the grocery store, they come, like this barbecue sauce comes in a glass container. I don't have to repackage this. Recanning it doesn't make any sense to me. It is already canned and it's ready to go. I don't have to worry about it. I can put this right on the shelf and I have it. It's going to stay just as good in here as it is in one of my own cans. Like your pasta, you're definitely going to want to repackage your pasta, your rice, your beans. They're not airtight. And when you squeeze this, the air comes right out of the box. It is not airtight. It's not meant for long term. But to store it long term, you're going to put it in Mylar, vacuum seal it in a jar, put it in a 5-gallon bucket, whatever works for you and your family. But don't repackage these foods that come all pre-packaged. Your number 10 cans are set to go. Just throw them into storage. Glass jars that are all sealed up are ready to go. Put them right into storage. You don't have to repackage everything, but some items, the ones that have to be repackaged, you definitely want to do those. Repackaging food takes time and money, and we don't want to waste either one of those. They are precious commodities. So we want to just keep the food in the containers when they can store long term like that, and only repackage the foods that absolutely have to be. And number 7, plant some food. Grow a garden, whether it's just a few pots of herbs in the window, a tomato plant out on the patio, whatever you can grow. If it's containers, raised beds in the ground, in the windowsill, whatever you can grow will help you with your food budget. If you grow more than you can eat in a season, you can preserve those items and help build your food storage with that. So if you can plant a few raspberry bushes outside, or some blueberry bushes, or an apple tree, whatever it is you can do, even if it's just a couple herbs in the window, they will help you so you don't have to buy them at the grocery store. It will save some money so you can put it into other areas that you're not able to grow and have those items on the shelf so you've got a full, diverse pantry at a fraction of the cost. So these are just a few tips I was thinking of that I think are super important. I like to simplify things as much as possible because our lives are all so complicated already. We do not need to add any other complications to it. When you simplify things and make it easier, it saves you time, it saves you money, and you're able to do more because you've got a little extra time. You can learn those important skills instead of doing things, overthinking everything, and making it harder than it has to be. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!